Scenario time, and this is your boss's daughter. So you've been at this job for 3 years. You've seen your boss's daughter a couple times. She's interested in you. She tells you, let's go on a date. You go on a date with her. You and her get a little tipsy, and you end up smashing. Everything is going good so far. But you find out that her dad is the leader of the Mexican cartel. Before I continue, this is how the daughter looks.
You can look all around the world, you gon' find no nut of me, baby. Country this shit like gravy. God took his time when he made me. I need you up under me, baby. How you gon' pin my legs to the wall, then turn around, call me crazy? Pretty in the face.
Now her dad walks into work one day and says, yo, I love my daughter so much, I will kill anybody who gets my daughter pregnant. Later on that week, she calls your phone. She's panicking. She says, babe, I just took a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. Now you leave work early that day, take her to the hospital to make sure she really is pregnant. And she's 6 weeks. She says she doesn't believe in abortions and she says she's gonna keep it. But she doesn't know what her dad said. He only told you that. So are you gonna leave the job, disappear and leave her hanging to raise the kid by herself? Or are you gonna let her know what her dad said and try to figure out a way for you and her to disappear and leave the country? And no, you can't go to the police because the police are on payroll from the father. Write in the comments what you gonna do. And Instagram did an update. You can put personal photos inside the comment section. So make this funny.
A lot of these men have realized that, unfortunately, for a lot of these modern women, it might seem like opting out is the best choice. Because when you look at how much stress you have to go through, modern women being inconsistent, just those two alone will have you saying, or, you know, kind of reconsidering and saying, well, maybe this is not the journey for me right now. Maybe I need to go build myself up. Maybe I need to focus on myself. Maybe I need to put a little bit more into who I am.
Men are able to cheat on their wives because there are women available to do it with. If the women were not doing that, the men would not be cheating on their wives.
Yes, they would.
Yeah,
They would though.
You're so naive.
With who?
Maybe not an escort, but some lady at a bar.
If all women in society decided we are not going to sleep with men unless they marry us.
Okay, then we create an incel culture.
No, you create a culture where men actually work to earn it.
Then they give women a loophole.
No, but you're giving men morals that they don't have.
You are good at mental gymnastics, right? You're like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I can't imagine that you were mad about how much money I make, but it's like, just because you didn't make that doesn't mean other girls
Nobody's
can't.
mad about how much
I
you
made
make.
1.8 million.
$8
Thank
million
you.
over, like,
and I
what,
didn't
10
sleep
years?
with one person to do it. Okay. You're good at mental gymnastics. What she's trying to say is, you cannot sell crack and then be like, well, these heads. You are contributing to men.
I'm
no,
not
listen,
saying these
please.
crackheads.
You are, because
Or
you're saying
these-
fuck these cheaters.
Yeah.
But you are taking money.
No, because
so
you're
they
trying to
cheat on
say
you.
these poor men.
Nobody's saying that.
Trendy dating advice that's actually toxic, part 2. Match their energy. If they pull back, you pull back. If they take...
That is a great theory, unless you are familiar with John Nash and his Nobel Prize winning work in 1994, demonstrating that tit for tat, or matching people's energy, is the most effective interpersonal strategy. I mean, he did win the Nobel Prize for that work, as later specified and applied to things like dating and social interaction by Bob Trivers and others. But what do they know? If you think about it.
You know, a lot of these modern women are saying that a lot of men are emotionally unavailable now, right? But I don't think that's... I feel like you have to look at it, you know, from different angles, right? Because you're saying that men are emotionally unavailable, but maybe we can say emotionally pulling back, emotionally cautious, emotionally reserved, in the sense that I'm looking and I'm seeing and I'm not 100% sure if I want to expend my emotional energy on what it looks like is about to happen.
Seriously need to stop expecting young men to be gentle and chivalrous with women and their emotions if we're not going to at least admit that the reason for that is because women are extra emotional. Treat me different because I'm a girl, but don't acknowledge that as a girl I'm different is insane standard. And so
the list of double standards are racking up, bro. It doesn't make sense how in 2025 this is a hot take. Saying women are more emotional than men is actually really a hot take. A lot of the online women nowadays will pick and choose when they want to be treated equally, rather than being treated equally with everything. There's so many double standards, it's insane. That's why I tell young men all the time, don't take it serious, don't take it to heart. Be a man, do what you gotta do. Could you imagine if everybody in the world was just like, you know what? Forget chivalry, forget changing up when a woman walks in the room. We're gonna act exactly how we always act, regardless of the female in the room. Like if we just treated and talked to women 100% like we talk to the bros, I don't even want to think about it, honestly. It's exactly what he said. You can't say treat me different as a girl, but don't acknowledge that I'm different because I am a girl. It makes no sense.
When a woman submits to a man, it doesn't mean that she does what he tells her 100% of the time. Submission is an essence. It's how a girl cranes her neck to look up at you because she feels small. It's how she softens her voice to an almost childlike tone when she's relaxing with you because she feels safe. It's not her making you a sandwich or cleaning up the place because you told her to. It's her just making you a sandwich or cleaning up the place on her own because she wants to. I cannot stress this enough. A woman who respects a man does not need that man to tell her to take care of him or trust him. And if she ever speaks up to contest any of the decisions that you make, you don't tell her to shut up and know her place. You either explain yourself reassuringly, or you go forth with your decision and you let her know that the consequences are yours to bear. That's what a leader does. And the more things work out positively, the less she's ever going to feel the need to speak up. So stop making these demands of submission. I promise you, if you are a man worthy of respect, submission is a natural byproduct. If you want to learn how to portray yourself as a respectable man, hit the link in my bio and start working with me today.
You know, a lot of these modern women, what they don't understand is because they're going to continue to ask, how come good men don't talk to them? How come good men don't give them the time of day? Is because y'all continue to try to make men compete, and they've already proven themselves. A lot of these guys that you have in the friend zone, they've already proven themselves many times over, but you still got them out here. Oh, well, you know, what you did last week didn't count. What you did 3 months ago didn't count. You know, I've got a new roster, you guys. Just keep on competing and maybe somebody would win. Lucky me. No, you're not that special.
Okay.
Are you serious? It's 2 a.m. and you're playing a f***ing game?
I thought you were asleep.
That you really set up a fake body to come and play a game in the guest room? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Go to bed, bro.
I just wanted to play the game.
No, you're not getting here for a week now, bro.
Are you serious?
Go get to bed. What the hell is your problem?
I just want to play the game.
No.
Oh my god, I just want to play the game.
No, now you're not going to play the game for a week.
Are you serious?
Oh, this is absolutely grounds for having your wifey status revoked. Because even if it's odd to you that he's playing his game in the middle of the night and that's not something that you would ever do, you do not get to treat him like his mother. I mean, maybe that man was having trouble sleeping and that's the thing that relaxes him and helps calm his mind and gets his mind off of his stress and worries. And as long as he's not disrupting you, I mean, the man was kind enough to set up a fake body so that you wouldn't wake up. This is very obviously controlling, especially when you're telling him that he's not going to get the game back for another week. Like, this is clearly not the first time. And that man, he needs to stand up for himself and he needs to revoke that mother to him status in order for you to maintain your wifey status.
I'm doing all the work. I'm working every day. Can I get some extras? No, I come home to you and the kids. Everything you have is provided. Everything is taken care of already. What extra you need? Ungrateful and it's selfish.
I wasn't trying to upset you. I was just...
We passed that. You wasn't trying to, but you brought this shit up again. So how are you not trying? It feels deliberate.
It wasn't deliberate.
Shit, it sounds on purpose as fuck right now. You need something for yourself. What you need for yourself that you don't already have. Provide and protect, right? I'm holding on my end of the bargain, but you need more? You need some fucking more.
you know, men have decided it's easier to take a step back. It's easier to opt out rather than trying to hop into confusion, rather than trying to force my way into a situation that, quite frankly, doesn't seem advantageous to me. Doesn't seem like it's going to go well. So I'm not going to sit up there and continue to be like, oh man, I got to get her. No, I don't. The alternative with me forcing myself into this space is I have somebody acting crazy with me, and I don't have time for that.
What do you think about the if he loves you, he will always choose to fix a situation rather than lose you statement? I need to hear your thoughts on this. Yes, if you're good at conflict. If he feels like Sisyphus, where he's just pushing this boulder up a hill and is making no progress, or he feels like he's constantly putting out brush fires and you're always miserable and you're always unhappy, he's gonna walk. Like, if he feels like he's never winning with you ever, then it doesn't matter how much he loves you, because he is going to end up feeling like he's not good for you. Like, staying with you is actually harmful to you, because no matter how hard he's trying, it's never enough. And this is an issue that a lot of men end up dealing with. It's like an unpleasable woman. And so if you are committed to misery, if you are unpleasable, if you are never appreciative, if like he's doing gymnastics in order to resolve a situation and the most he's getting from you is like, that's the bare minimum, he's going to walk away. It doesn't matter how much love he has, because it's like, why would you stay with someone that you believe you're making miserable? And unfortunately, because of social media, a lot of women are convinced that they don't have to have relationship skills. Like, you don't need to be good at conflict. You don't need to be responsible for your own happiness. You can just wander around, be a miserable shrew, act entitled, and be about as lively and engaging as a dead fish. And a man is just gonna love you enough one day and sweep you off your feet, and you're gonna get whisked into the romance of a lifetime. And that's not how this works. So this is why I feel so passionate about personal responsibility.
And another reason is so many single dudes out here now too is because dudes are starting to realize like, like it's not much in it for me. And once dudes started realizing that like it's not much in it for them compared to like what they gotta put out compared to what they're getting back, they just like, nah, like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna entertain it. And once a lot of dudes stopped doing certain things for women where it was like it wasn't too much in it for them, they wasn't getting like really no benefits from it, that's when women started saying like, who gonna be the boys? And men used to go to war and all this type of stuff, you know, like, yeah, like it's a different time period now. And like for the dudes thinking like that, they just became more selective. Like, it's not even about not wanting to be in a relationship stuff. It's like you just become more selective now on who you spending your time on and who you dealing with, you know. And that's another reason why too, like making pandering content is working so well, because there's so many dudes now where they're starting to come to the realization that a lot of stuff in relationships just isn't beneficial. The dudes that pander so much, it left that room to pander to women now, and they could just build an entire following and a cult behind that. But regardless, when it comes to like dating and relationships and like it's still subjective to each person, you know. Like, someone else might have better opportunities when it comes to dating and finding better men or better women, you know, but it's all subjective in the end.
I went on a date last night, and this man was like talking to me about his hobbies and stuff, and he was asking me if I like camping. And I was like, you know, I like the idea of camping. And then I literally looked at this man in his face, first date, while we're eating, and I said, I just can't be in the woods, you know? As long as there's a toilet for me to use. He does want to go on another date, though.
Safe to say that man is now in love with you. Men love authenticity, especially early on. You're talking on the first date. He loves that because that means that you are comfortable being who you are in front of him, and he doesn't have the cherry-picked version of you. He knows what he's signing up for and he likes it. Plus, this only benefits you because you're setting your boundaries with him. Like, he knows that you just want to go somewhere with a toilet and then you're willing to camp, and heck, you're willing to camp with him. That is a huge green flag. That is a win-win all the way around.
The reason is illegal is because if we start legally charging, men will no longer be able to convince us that we should be giving it away for free.
Okay, so first of all, you wasn't really thinking, because you've never given men anything for free, if we're being totally honest. It has either cost us in money, time, energy, or sanity. Okay? And as far as y'all being able to sell it legally, if you were able to do that, men would no longer date, cohabitate, or marry you. The standard is the standard.
She says you should feel safer with men around. IDK why women choose the bear. Goes for a bench press. Not gonna get it. Oh no, missed the lower set of hooks. Watch how long it takes for someone to help me get out of this failed bench press. Alright sister, let's see it. She's doing pretty well. It's not touching her neck. She's strong enough to avoid that. Looks like the plates are not falling off. I guess she has the clips on the bar. If you want to fail a bench press, by the way, by yourself, don't put the clips on the bar. And she got out of it though. Nice. So, not a massive deal. Was not in any major danger, it seemed like, which it could go bad. Guy walks by like nothing happened. It looks like by the time this guy walks by, you were out from underneath the bar and you had just set it back in the hooks. What did you want him to do? Come over and pat you on the shoulder and say, "Are you okay?" Then you'd say he's being an abrasive man who thinks women can't take care of themselves. Now let's read her caption. I don't post fails often, but this one was wild. One of the many reasons why I hate bench pressing. If you don't have a friend with you, you get ugly real fast. Watching that guy walk past was crazy though. According to this woman's profile, she is the lesbian community's favorite weightlifter and insecure straight men's worst nightmare. I like how you capitalized insecure straight men. Then this guy comments, no, this video is actually perfect. Going for a 1 rep max with no spotter, fails the lift and gets stuck, and guess whose fault it is? That's right, men. Who aren't even in the video. Woman puts herself in a dangerous position and blames imaginary men who aren't even there for it. And then someone says, meanwhile, she's dressing like a tough alpha biker man. Yeah, that's a common lesbian aesthetic.
I want to be honest. The reason why the older people stayed around for much longer in longer relationships was simple. They didn't have the internet. Yeah. They couldn't travel the world. Hey, Uncle Joe had a whole nother family across the water. And that might have been a 20-minute ride. And Mabel ain't know. Right. Mabel ain't know he was kicking it like that. He had a whole nother family. Hey, your brother, your half brother look a lot different from you, but y'all got a lot of similarities and she just ain't know. But a lot of this stuff about, we champion the older relationships a lot, which I do too. Because at the end of the day, they stayed together. But the shit that they had to go through, that they stayed together, that they talked about, or she knew, or he knew what was going on, but they couldn't say nothing because at the end of the day, not only was this my person, you the best looking person in this town. Like, hey, I'm not settling for nobody else. You was the person I wanted, and now I'm here, and I ain't finna lose nothing because a relationship means something to me. Just because it don't mean nothing to you doesn't mean a relationship don't mean nothing to me.
I just watched this whole video about this blue collar guy who works like 8-some-hour shifts, and then after he does Uber Eats to provide for him, his wife, his 4 kids, and the kid on the way. I could never be a man. And you're crying because he was so sweet. I could never be a man. It's too much pressure. You're expected to know everything.
Absolutely. As a woman, thank you for admitting this. Because this sort of truth is exactly what men need to hear. They need to know that they're appreciated. They need to know that they're not easily replaced. They need to know that the woman that they're doing it all for cannot just easily do it instead. And that's okay. It's actually a good thing to let go of your ego, ladies. Admit the strength in men because that actually makes them stronger.
He held the door open for you. That's bare minimum. He paid for the dinner, that's bare minimum. He told you pretty, that is bare minimum. He sent you money to pay your rent up for the rest of the year, Now that's T. Stop falling in love with the bare minimum.
How much you want to bet that she be splitting the bills 50-50 with her partner if she even has one? I just find it unbelievable that somebody would actually settle down for someone with this type of mindset, because it's given I'm broke as I have no type of skills and I'm lazy. So instead of me going out, working hard, getting a career and making that type of money and paying my own bills, I'm gonna have somebody else pay for it like he's my dad. Imagine going out on a date and, you know, as a man, you're out here looking for a wife, looking for someone that's going to take care of you and you take care of them, you know, for sick or for poor, right? What happened to that? And instead of her trying to find out what type of person you are, she straight up tells you, yeah, I only care about if you're going to pay for my rent for the rest of the year. What the is this?
Call me old-fashioned, but I don't think women should have to work. I think as a man, if you have a partner, you should put her in a position to get to choose to work, to get to choose what she wants to do with her life, not have to work. And I'm not saying like, hey, we all got to grow. Yes, sometimes it's not available, but you should strive to provide your wife with the opportunity to do what she wants with her life, not have to wake up 5 days a week and go to a job that she hates. Hey, if she wants to do it, great, support her in that. But if she's like miserable and doing it because she has to, try harder. Try to put her in a position where she gets to choose what she does. Just a thought.
8 lessons from someone who's been divorced for 8 years. Check this out.
This one might get a little spicy, okay? Things that I think now, as I have been divorced for 8 years versus what I thought when I was younger. Next to Jesus, your spouse comes first before your children. And this one's hard to keep in check, and I've been guilty of it so much in the past, but it's true. Do not give a man wifey treatment on a girlfriend budget. Ladies, listen up. I don't think a man leaves because the love is gone. I think they leave because the respect is gone. Your girlfriends and your mother do not belong in your marriage. Ladies, sex is not a reward. It's a responsibility to your spouse. That's a power and control thing, and it just kills the intimacy. Don't do it. I would like to go on a limb and say that arguing in front of your children is not necessarily the problem. Not reconciling in front of your children, to me, is more of a problem. Don't be out here in a relationship acting single on social media. You'll be single in real life. And I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience, divorce does not fix selfishness. It just relocates it. Y'all have a blessed day.
This is the weird thing with women. The more close they get, the more intimate they get, the more scared they get it's not going to work, and then they do things to f it up. True or false, ladies? Yes or no? True or false? They're not trying to f it up. They're trying to test it, right? They're trying to smack against it, see, will it hold up? And what's happening is she's got this big, strong guy who has this tremendous presence. He's smart, he's strong, he's handsome, he's a great provider. He's everything she could dream of. So more is on the line for her. So she's even more happy, and she's willing to go places with you she'd go with no other man. That's not an invitation she's made to other men. That invitation was for you, right? That's amazing. She's willing to open up at a level for her that's scary as, but instinctively she knows to own you, she's got to be able to have both those sides. Because she knows there's a dark side in you because she's been attracted to it. True or false?
No, this is what was missing for me.
So you married?
I'm going through a divorce.
What happened with that?
Basically, my husband stopped meeting my expectations.
What you mean?
When I met my husband, I told him what I expect from a man. The number one rule with being with me is you have to provide. I won't settle for anything less. So my husband ended up losing his job. He was the manager at a warehouse.
Okay.
So he ended up losing his job. He came home and he told me, I'm like, okay, cool. A month went by and he looked for me to pay the bills. Who paying what bills? So I was going to consider it if he gave me the money back for paying the bills. And he told me no. He felt like he shouldn't have to do that. What do you mean? When I told you, as a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills as long as I got a husband. If you can hear.
He probably happy you gone, though.
I'm sure he missed me.
What's your age?
Do I have to say that? I'm 36.
Are you single?
No.
You have a man?
Yes.
How long have you been with him?
5 years.
At 5 years in, has your man proposed to you yet?
Oh, God, no.
Why do you think he hasn't got down on his knee?
Well, this is a little personal, you don't think? One, I would say past relationship traumas. Two, I would say maybe things I might have said that made him kind of like question, you know, is she gonna walk away and, you know, stuff like that. Because, you know, sometimes when we get angry, we say certain things and we plant seeds in a way. That's what I'm saying. But honestly, it shouldn't be no reason.
What if he came to you and he said, you know what, I'll never propose. Would you stay?
Yes.
So what would make you even open to doing that?
I love him.
So the marriage doesn't really mean a thing?
No, it's just a piece of paper. I feel like we built a lot more together. So for me to just let him go because I don't have a ring on my finger, that would be crazy. I'm not saying that he won't eventually do it or it's not a possibility for it. It's gonna happen. But if it don't ever happen, no, I'm not leaving.
I have 3 things to say about this one. Number 1, I have a sneaky suspicion that this didn't even happen, that there was literally no man standing there. And it is essentially made up in order to receive attention online. 2, if there was a man looking your way, there are like a million reasons why he may have been looking your way in a public gym. He may have wanted your machine. He may have thought that you looked like somebody familiar and he was trying to figure out if he knew you. He may have not been looking at you at all and might have been looking beyond you, but it looked like he was looking at you. Or he may have thought that you gave him a funny look and he was wondering why this woman was staring at him. 3, it sounds like you need a private home gym, that maybe you just can't handle being at a public one. Because the bottom line is that when you're in public, somebody might actually look at you or may even dare to say something to you.
She said, I no longer date for free due to the behavior of men. American tennis player Sashaya Vickery, she revealed that she now requires a $1,000 pre-date deposit, citing past negative experience.
Let me ask
Chris.
you, does she sound insane?
At this point, we just need to wear badges that say, hi, I operate as a... I expect this to be more transactional than me really caring to get to know you. To me, that's the problem with everything that I'm seeing online.
Dog, dating is trial and error. You are gonna kiss a million frogs before you find your prince or your princess.
Or you shouldn't be kissing all these niggas.
1,000 frogs, $1,000.
I'm not giving them 50 cents. Yo, listen to what I'm saying.
At what date is there any expectation from a woman? Something she has to provide. So there are no expectations.
I would say at least the way we show up physically. That's very important and it comes at a cost. So
what's the cost?
Hair done, nails done.
When you come to the table thinking that I'm so pretty or I'm so fire, that's all I have to be is pretty.
I think
I'm handsome too.
Oh my God.
Like,
not I'm handsome too.
What you talking about?
We talk about the average man that's on dating apps. That man has to swipe right 200 times before he plans one coffee date, and 4 of those 5 coffee dates will end up ghosting him. That means that man of average attractiveness has to swipe right 1,000 times before actually going on one coffee date. That man has to have so much internal self-confidence and self-worth for this not to start chipping away at who he is. And then on top of that, women all day long will tell him that man just needs to do better. He needs to grow as a person. He needs to be funnier. He should dress better and he should start taking better pictures. He should redo his dating profile. That man very often will do these things. But more often than not, there is no change, and then that man just becomes more frustrated with dating today. So much so that man just decides to stay single. And that man will either just get lucky someday and he'll eventually meet a good woman, or he will find happiness in his singleness.
This is cringe.
You just cringe?
Okay, come on. What's more cringe, though? Like the fact that you have kids and you are I mean, isn't that
How
more
do you
cringe?
not have kids?
But hey, listen, we're all trying to make a living. We're all struggling to make ends meet. I'm not gonna fault you on that, but I do some cringe stuff on the internet. But at least I literally don't let men, on me for,
I don't really have any response.
Okay.
Like, he's entitled to whatever opinions that he has.
How do you explain that to a 9-year-old?
We sometimes are looking on my phone, Instagram or whatever, and maybe like a Britney Spears pops up dancing all crazy and showing her whatever. And my daughter says something like, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's, or the girls on TikTok bouncing up and down, making faces, whatever. So I just explained to her that what I do for work is much worse than that. And that at some point she will have a problem with what I do, and that I don't promote what I do for work, because it is very degrading, very demeaning, and I would never encourage young women to do what I do for work.
What would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband starting with you?
I would say the minimum is at least like 10 to 20 million.
Mm-hmm. You can make like $300,000 a year and be totally set for life.
For sure. We're not trying to live like a normal life.
I think there shouldn't be judgment on someone else's goals, even if they don't align with yours. Because yes, I'm saying I want my future husband or wife to have 20 million, but that means I also will have 20 million. Right. Because I know I'm going to make that type of money, I have to have a partner that's on the same level as I am.
A guy who makes 9 mil? Nope.
Okay, sure.
What's the lowest?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to go lower than that.
You wouldn't do 8 mil?
Our past people are in this range. Like, why would I settle for anything less?
Your past?
Yes.
You just broke up with a guy 3 days ago.
Yeah, I've had past relationships.
He makes 10 mil to 20 mil.
His dad does.
He doesn't.
That's why she's not marrying him. So I want to marry someone that has the same type of money I'm going to make. And I know for a fact I'm going to make that money.
And also I know he will eventually make that much money, so it's not like he's a bum. But it's like I'm not even going to look your way if you cannot eventually get there.
But it's not. Is the good man shortage real or just overdue accountability?
I don't like that question. I don't think there's a good man shortage. You know what I think? I think that the majority of people that people are seeing are in the low vibrational crowd, and that crowd is loud, but it's the minority. I think the good people you don't really see, and this is men and women, because they be in the house. They be working towards their goals. They be in the gym. They are doing things that make them better. And so they're not in the collective of what is loudest in society. But when you go on Instagram and what you see is people popping bottles every weekend, and what you see is people that only care about the bags and the shoes, it's no wonder why people think there's no good men. No, there's no good men at where you're going because you're focused on the wrong thing. Do you want a good man that has character? Are you going to seminars? Are you going to retreats? Are you going to the gym? Are you going to the grocery store? Are you eating at healthy places? Are you going places where people actually care about themselves? Or are you going where people are going to celebrate and spend $1,000 a weekend? And for what? When they struggling to pay their rent every month? That's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense, personally.
Okay, so he wants you soft and feminine, but he has zero plan, zero leadership, and zero safety. How can a woman follow a man who isn't going anywhere?
You don't.
She can't. Yeah.
You let that man go. That man is probably 20 something for the record, because a lot of them young little buckies, they got life to live.
Them YNs,
you know, little buckies, they got life to live.
And modern women continue to say, why is this guy not asking me out? Why won't this guy shoot his shot? Why is this guy seeing me, staring at me, but he's hesitating? I mean, at some point in time, maybe you should realize what the man is going through. Maybe you should realize, you know what? This date really cost him. You know what? He might have to spend a little time. He might have to spend some, we both spending time, but he's got to spend his money on the date. Instead of just saying, well, I spend my money too, in a way, because I use my makeup, and I go get a spray tan, and one woman said, man, I took a workout class. I was like, girl, that workout class ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. You just started working out. You went to one workout class. You didn't lose no weight. As far as I'm concerned, you wasted, you didn't waste your time, but if you saying that you did it for him, you wasted your time. You need to have been doing that well before you met him, during the time that you met him, and then after the time that you met him. That's how these modern women do. They try to assign stuff to men and say, oh, well, I'm doing it for you, so I got to spend money in a way. No, you're going to spend that money anyway.